Early Monday morning, that we started getting some emergency alerts about things that were happening in the larger community. It had already rained for several days, and the official storm actually started up and then stayed on top of this part of the region for well over 24 hours of just straight rain.
The water's up to the bridge at Fishing Brook. I said, what? There's no way. There's no possible way.
And then I think shortly thereafter there was an email saying that the bridge was gone.
All of our decking and bridging got completely damaged.
We weren't able to go on the trails anymore.
He said, yeah, we can't get out, our cars are stuck. So I said, all right, that's a huge thing.
A lot of the structures got damaged here. We've had the 2 main bridges on the Suckerbrook Trail wash out.
When the flooding finally happened and it damaged the road system and it isolated our staff, we had several summer technicians who were there. We had our maintenance staff was trying to fix the road that had been damaged by some flooding. So smaller scale flooding that they were working on, and then ended up getting trapped because a bridge washed away, a key bridge.
It was just unbelievable what happened to some culverts that were 100 years old, that were stone culverts, that were really like almost artworks that just got washed away.
And then it continued to rain after that for weeks longer.
Well, I know everyone was in disarray. I didn't want everyone to just be so sad, but I was kind of keeping my own feelings in.
It is unprecedented, at least within our data, but we weren't able to measure anymore. It literally broke the instruments.
We were so severely impacted right here, East Central Adirondacks.
Oh my God, this is impacting research so much. We're not going to be able to do the rest of the summer.
Which is sad because
Every single researcher that normally would be coming here through the summer and into the fall had to be told no.
The places that we do research, we try to avoid areas that are relatively fragile ecologically. And those are the ones that were affected by the storm.
I mean, the road system got completely gutted and blasted out at Newcomb, right? Millions of dollars worth of damage.
What is going on here? It's either something local or something big happening vis-a-vis climate change.
Huge change for us as far as thinking about how we can get out there and how researchers we work with on projects can get out there.
That the formulas that we were using back in the day to calculate the size of the watershed and the flow of storms, we need to sort of almost double, triple those old formulas.
If we keep having these rare storms more and more often, how are animals like beavers, loons, are they going to start adapting to it?
We had a very wet summer anyway. It was a record-breaking precipitation outside the flood.
And so from a research standpoint, it wasn't only about being able to access the places, but also about what's happening to the ecosystem.
We're going to be missing those important pieces of knowing what happened and being able to understand it to then either mitigate it or at least see what's going on.
All the stuff that the construction people put in is like twice as big and burly. Our projections are coming true that we're getting more rain at a time. We're getting these 2- and 3-inch rainstorms. That's a lot of water moving through the landscape.
If you invest preventative maintenance now in your systems or your forests, then they're going to be set up for success in the future.
Resilience is still playing out at Newcomb. In fact, we're just beginning to get a sense. It's going to test the resilience of the whole institution here.
The scientist side, we had to really change what we were doing because we had no access to virtually all of the field sites that we normally are working on with our students and the research teams that come here.
There's less snow. We're having these more severe rainstorms. We'll get less snow in the winter, but bigger storms when we do get them.
And so it is a year-round issue with climate change now.
Instead of this is the unthinkable, it's pretty thinkable now.
It's this place that's been so protected and so studied. It's really important for students to be able to experience that.
I think that we're going to need more flexibility in the future. What's really cool about this place is that we have a weather station and we have this wildlife data. And so we can actually pair the two up and say, this year was a normal year. We don't know what normal is anymore. Versus this year was extreme rain. This year was extreme no rain.
I think if the state or the college had not invested immediate recovery of that system, rebuilding the road, I mean, there was thoughts in my head that that was it for the research on the property.
I would say the response was amazing in terms of main campus, our campus, like the physical plant people, the state, everyone sort of came in to get things done as quickly as possible.
Well, I think the key word here is resilience, right? That's what we're trying to, whether it's the access system that provides us, access to 15,000 plus or minus acres at Huntington and our other properties, is we want the forest to be resilient.
What opportunity does this present to our scientists and our students to learn from? Because we have engineers and we have hydrologists and we have ecologists and all these people, landscape architects, we have all of these wonderful, bright people at ESF who do problem solving every day. This is an interesting problem we just got handed. What do we do with it? We know the system pretty well. We know what's going on in the forest. We know a decent amount about what's going in the soils, and we know a lot about what's happening in the aquatic systems and looking at the water moving around, both chemically and biologically. So being able to take all of that information and say something meaningful about it, it gives us a much stronger footing to say the Adirondacks and this area, this is the sentinel in a sense, right? It's a sentinel space.